following was originally written in... I forgot this script was here, so enjoy this smaller video to tide you over. Hello, Internet! I am Shannen, your in-house anime misfit, and Detective Pikachu was a simple movie, if not an enjoyable one. Like everyone else, I wanted to see this movie so bad when it came out, but was kinda lazy at the time to get off my ass and go do it, so yada yada, I saw it and I got some things to say about it. Now, before I got out of my chair and went down to my local cinema, I did what any 2-bit hacker reviewer would do and wrote down some comment points said in these videos to compare and contrast from my viewing experience, just to see if they personally hold up to my obviously regal caliber. So yeah, let's just go with that. The first point said by far was that Ryan Reynolds was best boy and best part of the movie, or in some cases, the only good part of the movie. And I will have to disagree. I did have fun with his performance. He felt so alive as a Pikachu, and any scene he was in surely gave it some fresh air. But not every joke landed. In my opinion, he was way funnier during the first half of the movie when there was just more setup going on than nothing else. Take him out of the equation in the first half of the movie and it was just a mopey mess with a lot of human characters I did not care about. Most of the human acting was poor, the drama was drama, and I just really wanted to see Pokemon fight each other. So yes, if we're only going by the first half of the movie, Ryan Reynolds made that movie. However, when this movie started to really become a Pokemon movie, that's when it truly shined. When Pokemon was like more than 70% of the screen, whenever they did a thing, whenever they fought in that ring, or when Mewtwo showed up, or heck, even the bad guy's plot was very Pokemon-ish, and that's where I feel like it utilized the live action portions well. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself because I need to backtrack and kind of rant more on point number 2, where I'm gonna say it again, the human characters sucked! Oh my god, main character Tim was so plain. We're talking plainer than the plain store-bought plain bagel plain. The female character was a female character, and many side characters either didn't have any screen time or barely made an impact if they did show up more than once. By the way, obligatory, I didn't play the spin-off game for this movie clause because someone in the comments was going to mention it. Oh, you didn't like X because you didn't look at the original source material. Yeah! And to those people I say, fuck you, and fuck you too. I have a video about this in the card above. It's a shameless plug, but it's a shameless plug that's personal. Anywho, the game was pretty niche as it was, and I don't think it would change my opinion of the movie for good or bad, because Pokemon is a fucking god of a franchise, and it will rain money upon thy heavens, so as it's prophesized. Yes! Yes! Let us all sacrifice our wallets in its holy pyre, and eat nothing but corn for X amount of months. And this is when I realized that bullshit had gone too far. Don't let this happen to you. Don't become a raving corn shucker for Pokemon. It's not economically viable or healthy. If you agree, like this video and subscribe for more ways to fight off Pokecorn madness. This has been a PSA from the Pokecorn Awareness Board. And now a word from our sponsor, the Community Corner. And now it's time for another fun-filled segment of Community Corner, the time where I highlight other outlets in the anime community in hopes that other people will have a look-see. Today's outlet comes to us with a message about enjoying your trash. No matter what genre of anime you're into, everyone's taste is boiled down to weird anime junk food, and you should be proud of that. AnimePalooza is a YouTube channel ran by my girl Gigi, the hippest place for shoujo father this side of Texas. You want a place to learn about getting anime on the cheap? Maybe you want some cool, smooth, chill times and want to listen to various podcasts she has on the channel. Or maybe you're just like the rest of us and enslave yourself to the very sparkly, yet microtransaction-packed fiesta that is Ultrapre. Whichever way you slide it, one of these might pique your fancy. So if you're not so inclined, don't be shy and dive headfirst at www.youtube.com/AnimePalooza today, so you too can roll around in the glorious scent of shoujo trash. Now, if you know of any other creative outlets in this world of anime, comment about them down below or at Shannen on Twitter with the hashtag CommunityCorner and tell me all about it. In this time where community is more important than ever, while I may be one girl on the internet, I will always try my best. Once the plot got to Mr. Mime, I was pretty much on board after that. I even didn't expect a certain plot twist coming. You know, I thought I would figure that out because it's a kid's movie, but color me surprised. And yeah, the villain's plot was pretty ordinary in hindsight, but it works. The villain was very Pokemon-esque in where their ideals fit into the universe. They could have easily took a more Hollywood approach to the plot with the most done-to-death scenario, right down to screaming in each other's face while military involvement is heading to our hero's way, as it's all devised by Jim Carrey. But they didn't. Which brings me to point number 3, in that people were saying how the movie was only there to tug at their nostalgia boners, which is a statement I have to disagree with as well. This might be because Pokemon is inescapable in our culture by now. There's no way you wouldn't have some nostalgia about Pokemon or its lore. This is helped by the fact that the Pokemon company was directly involved with making this movie, and with a sequel already announced, they need to keep it this way. For example, did anyone else notice that besides Pokemon paraphernalia, there was little to no product placement in the movie? For a AAA Hollywood release, that's insane, especially since the director of this very same movie made Shark Tale. Fucking Shark Tale! The movie that dropped more pop culture references than a Michael Bay excuse of a film. Seriously though, I think it was a good choice to make the first Pokemon live action movie a spin-off as well, because the mainline games don't have much of a story to work with. I mean, they do, but 90% is spearheaded by a beady-eyed silent protagonist who always looks like he's being controlled Men in Black style. Using a spin-off in the end was a safe choice. The final thing I wanted to talk about is the fun Pokemon application throughout Rhyme City. I thought that the way the Pokemon jobs and behaviors were naturally implemented in this city was clever, and I enjoyed the aspect of the movie much more than I thought I would. I also thought the references for the hardcore fans were going to be surface level quips, and to that promise, there were noticeable instances of such, but thankfully there was more show than tell to the Pokemon, their environment, and what they overall put into the narrative. So now we're over the sun, through the moon, and headed to England where everybody is raving about the National Dex. I award Detective Pikachu with a solid buy it rating. Sure, the human characters drag the movie down a little, but they don't take away my enjoyment of the overall package. The Pokemon are the centerpiece of the movie, and they know it, while still having a level of quality that felt genuinely taken care of, with barely any product placement and only one single P joke. Just goes to show that when you have the money to back a project, you don't have to be so leaning on Hollywood gimmicks. Also, they cursed in the movie. I'm amazed they got away with that. How dreams do come true. I will definitely be watching the movie again sometime in the future. Might not be now, but it might be great for that family barbecue when the kids need something to do. Or at the very least, when you're going to an anime convention, you're super hella drunk. You're just there with some buds watching Detective Pikachu right after a Pokemon Direct when they said they're gonna be adding 200 more Pokemon into the Galar Pokedex. And will my phone shut up? Unfortunately, that is a no, good buddy, but I have no other way of ending this video, so 'tis a shame my thought kind of ended dry. Whatever. Shannen, ow!